Are you able to see that? Is it clear? Okay, let's continue. Do you have any question on the whole one? Someone did you say that you can extend? Did you give it 5 on is it? Yeah, I mean, this is not okay, 6.2, we did an example on how we can use the AC method to solve the quadratic expression. So we can say AC method and to solve quadratic expression. So here, quadratic expression. So quadratic expression is an expression of the form u square minus 25u plus 46. So actually this one is an expression. But if you have the equal sign, then it becomes the equation. So this is of the form ax squared plus bx plus what? Plus c. This is of that form. So our a, b, and c are real numbers. So they can be positive, negative, or even zero. Now, when we say AC method, then here we mean we get two numbers in which the product is AC, A and C, and the sum is B. So B can be negative or positive. So the sum. So here, if you are told to factor u square minus 25u plus 46 using AC method, then you should know how to use that AC. So here, in this case, our AC is equals to what? 46. Our B is equals to what? Negative 25. Or B is equals to 25. B is equals to 25. So we need to get two numbers in which the product is AC and the sum is negative 25. In which the product is AC and the sum is negative 25. So what are those two numbers? What are those two numbers? So here, one of them can be 1. The factors of 46 can be 1 multiplied by 46, right? So those are still the two numbers, but is the sum negative 25? Now, the other one, if you go to 2, you divide this one by 2, you get what? 21, 23 and 2, right? So, of course, 23 plus 2 is what? 25, right? But in this case, it is what? Negative. So that means both of them should be what? Negative. So negative 25 plus minus 2 is negative. Negative 23 plus minus 2 is negative 25. Negative 25. Okay. Are we together? Now, after getting this, now since we know that B is negative 25, so now we can still write u square minus 23u 2u minus 23u plus what? 46. It is still similar to this one, right? It is still similar, right? It is still similar to that. Okay? Because minus 2u minus 23u is what? Minus what? Minus 25, right? Then now we can do what? We can now group. So we can now group. So u square minus 2u, we can group that one, minus 23u 46. What do we put here? If we are grouping, what do we put here? What do you put here? If we are grouping, this is minus, and this one is plus. What do we put here? Since we are grouping this, it is what? Minus, right? Because when you open these brackets, then it will be minus 23u plus 41.6, which is similar to this. Are we together? So we are trying to close that one in a bracket so that when you open that bracket, then it will bring you back to this. Now, this we have now grouped. Now we need to factor out the greatest common factor in each one of them. For the first one, what do you factor out? What is common here? What is greatest common here? It is u. So what remains is u minus what? Minus 2. Minus, what is common here is what? What is greatest common factor in the next one? 23. What remains is u minus what? Minus 2. Now, what is greatest common factor? Here again, u minus 2. And then what remains is u minus 23. U minus 23. Are we together? Excuse me. Would you close for me that? Okay. Any question? Okay, let's do another example. The one which we left on Wednesday. So d square factor d square minus 18d plus 56 using the AC. So AC is equals to 1 by 56 is what? 56. B is equals to minus what? 18. So we need to get two numbers in which the product is 56 and the sum is minus 18. So what are the two numbers? Okay, so 56. If we do 2 cannot, so 2 divided by 56 is what? So 2 divided by 56 is 23, right? 28, sorry. 28, right? So is 28, if you add the two of them, is it even near 18? It is not. Another one is like 9. Is it 9? Let's say 4. If you divide this one by 4, what do you get? 14, right? If you divide by 4, you get 14. 14, so 14. So 4 and 14. Now, if you add the two of them, you get what? 18, right? You get 18. Now, since this one is negatives, then that means both of them should be what? So therefore, our expression that up there is that minus 4d minus 14d plus what? Plus 56. Plus 56. Then we can now group them. So our d square minus 4d minus 14d 56. What do we put here? Negative. Then now, what is common in d square minus 4d? What is common there? Our d, right? So d minus 4 minus what is common here is what? 14. Or d minus 4. So what is common again here is d minus 4. What remains is d minus 14. Any question? All right. Okay, so okay, let's do another example. (35) u square minus 18u minus 8. 35 factor this one using AC method. AC method. So what is AC? What is this? What is this? So AC is what? So it's here. So AC is 35 multiplied by 3. So what is our AC? So our AC equals to 35 multiplied by minus 8. What do we get? Negative 208. And what is our B? Negative what? 18. So we need to get two numbers in which the product is negative 280 and the sum is negative 50. So what are the two numbers? So if we start from the least prime there, which is 2, then when you divide by 2 there, you get what? 140, right? Is it near 18? Or the other one, if we take 4, if we divide by 4 there, when you divide by 4, you get 70, right? Is it close to 18? It is not. So when you take like 5, when you divide that one by 5, you get 50 what? 56. Is that close to 18. So it is not. So if you take like 7, it is not also near. Now, if you take 10, so if you divide by 10, you get what? 28, right? So you get 28. So we can do something there. So 28 by what? 10. You get what? 280. Now, since this one is negative 280, that means one of them should be what? Negative. And which one should be negative here? So that you can get a negative 18. It's the smallest, right? It's the smallest, right? The smallest should be negative, right? So it should be negative 28. So 28 should be negative. So that negative 28 plus 10, you get what? So therefore, in this case, we now bring this one down here. So you say 35 the same way here, minus 28 u plus 10 u minus 1 minus 8. Are we together? So this is similar to the expression up here, because minus 28 u plus 10 u is negative 18. And then we now do what? We now group them. So this one is easy to group because this is positive, so we can just put there. So that one is easy to group them. Now from here, then we now factor out the greatest common factor here. And what is common here? 35 and 28. 7. 7, right? What is still common here again? U. So this is 5 u minus 4, right? Plus, what is common here again? 2. 5 u minus what? Again, looking at this, what is common again here? 5 u minus 4. What remains is 7 u plus 2. 7 u plus 2. Any question after that? Are we together? So you need to remember this. AC is 35 by 8. Okay? 35 by 8. And then B is this. Then you need to get now the prime. The prime. Anyway. Okay. Now, that is the end of section 6.2. Now, let's come to section 6.3. Section 6.3. Section 6.3. Let's start from 6.3a. 6.3a. And this one is difference of squares pattern. Difference of squares pattern. Now, if we are given a square minus b square, do you still remember this? Did some mathematics. What was this? These are difference of squares, right? It is a difference of squares. So it is similar to a minus b, a plus what? B, right? Right? So if you want to prove this, then you can say a plus b minus b, a plus what? B. Do you still remember what we did before we came here? So we were taking the greatest common factor here, right? In this case is AB, and then what remains is A minus B, right? Right? Yes. So now we want to expand it. We see whether we're going to get A square minus B square. So when we open these brackets, then this is A square, this and this is plus AB minus this and this is BA, this and this is minus B square. So AB and BA are the same, right? So that means A square, AB, and this one is what? 0. So what remains there is what? B square. Are we together? So therefore, A square minus B square is a difference of 2 squares. A difference of squares, and it is similar to A minus B, A plus B. Okay. Now, for example, factor x square minus 9. Factor x square minus 9. So what can we see from that? Because this one is minus, and we can still get the factor of it. Then, therefore, this is x, and this one is what? 3, right? So then, there, it will be what? So it will be x minus 3, x plus what? X minus 3, x plus 3. Another one, factor 49y square minus 49x square. Is still this is a difference of 2 squares. So the factors will be this one is what? 7y. 7y. And this one is what? So it will be 7y minus 7x, and then 7y plus 7x. So this is equals to 7y minus 7x, 7y plus 7x. Are we together? Are we clear on that? Are you sure? So difference of 2 squares. Difference of squares. Factor this one. U square plus 49 z square. U square plus 49 z square. What is this? Without solving. Without solving, what is the answer? Is there any solution? This one is plus, right? So this is not that. Difference of squares. That is not a difference. So there is no. So there is no solution. So you can say cannot be factor. Cannot. Because that is the sum of squares. It is not difference of squares. It's not a difference of squares. Now, if you are given this and you're told to factor 16x z square plus 64x, factor that one. So looking at this, you cannot do what? This is not a difference of squares. So what do you need to do? You only factor out the greatest common. So our greatest common factor there is 16x. 16x, right? Right? So our greatest common factor, you can factor out 16x. So what remains is z squared plus what? Plus what? So you only factor out the greatest common factor there, which is 16x. What remains inside is z squared plus what? Plus 4. Z squared plus 4. Are we together? Are we together? Okay. Now let's come to the next section. This one is called the perfect square. Polynomials pattern. Perfect square trinomial. Now, if we have the trinomials here, a square plus 2ab plus b square, a square plus 2ab plus b square. Then this is similar to a plus b square. This is similar to a plus b square. Okay. So because when you square this, then it is the same as a plus b, a plus b. When you expand this one, then it becomes a plus b plus b, a plus b, right? Right? So when you expand this, you get a square plus ab plus ba plus what? B square, which is equals to a square plus 2ab plus what? B square plus b square. So a square plus 2ab plus b square is the same as a plus b square. A square minus 2ab plus b square is equals to a minus b square. It is the same as a minus b square. So if you expand the sample, so you just put minus here, minus. So of course, the difference minus and this one is minus. So when you open this bracket, the last one here will go once, but this one is still. These are still. So basically, the last is minus. This one will go. Okay. Example. Factor 9c squared plus 42c plus 49. 9c squared plus 42c. Okay, so how can we solve this? So in this case, this is similar to what? This one, right? So it is similar to that. So we can say, you can just bring this one down, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, okay? Is equals to what? A plus b squared. That means a plus b squared. You're taking the square root of a and what? And this, right? The square root of a is what? Is a. The square root of b is what? B. So you need to confirm whether what you're getting there will give us that. Okay. So looking at this, so this is 9c squared plus 42c plus 49. Okay. So what can we get there? Now here it is what? 3c, and then we do what? We square, right? 3c and square. Now plus we need to get a 2. There is a 2 somewhere there. And then our AB, our A and then B. What is our A, B? Our A is what? Our A is what? 3 what? 3C. We have the constant C, the 2 here. We have our constant 2, which is there. Our A should be 3C. And our B should be what? The square root of this, which is what? 7. And then plus 49. Are we getting here 42C? So 2 and 3 is what? 6, right? 6 by 7 is what? 42C. So therefore, this is equals to 3C plus 7. What? Square. Are we together? Are we together? Okay, we can do another example on the same. If we are not together. So if you have 75 q square minus 180 q plus 108. 75 q square 180 q plus 108. Factor this. So before you do anything to do the factoring, you need to see what is greatest common factor. First of all, what is dividing power? What? 3. Right? 3 and these 3 and these 3 and these. So when you factor out 3, so we factor out 3, we get 25 q square minus what? 60 q. And the last one is plus what? 30 what? 30 what? 36. So you start factoring. Now, after factoring that one, look at the one which is inside now. So if you see this one, Then since this one is a minus, and you can see this, you can find the square root of this, and you can still find the square root of this, right? The square root of 25q square. So therefore, it is like a square minus 2ab plus b square, which is equals to a minus b square, right? Because we can still get the square root of 25 here and the square root of 36 here, right? So our a will now be, in this case, will be 5q, and then what? Square. And then minus 2 is constant. So we need to get a and b. So our a, we already gotten our a is what? 5q. Our b is what? 6 plus 36 there. Okay, so if you look at this, 2 by 5 is what? 10. 10 by 6 is what? 60. 60 what? Q. It's still similar to that. And this one is 6. So therefore, our A in this case is 5Q. Our B is what? Minus 6. And then we do what? Square. But we still have the what? The 3. We still have the 3 there. So our 3 is outside there. Are we together? Any question? Okay. Now let's come to section 6.3b. Am I too fast? A little bit, right? Okay. Before we go home for the weekend, let's do section 6.3b. And this one is sums and the difference of cubes. Now these ones are cubes. Number 1, a square plus 2ab plus, sorry, brings something else. Number 1, a cube plus b cube is similar to a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square. Number 2, a cube minus b cube is similar to a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square. So you need to remember this. So when you're given this, a cube plus b cube, then it's all factor. Then factor. So the factor will be a plus b brackets a square minus a plus b square. This is not similar to the perfect square. If it was similar, there would be 2. But in this case, there is not 2. It's a square plus that. And a cube minus b cube is the same as a minus b. Okay. So those are the formulas. Need to remember this. Oh, we still have time. Okay, example. Factor x cube minus 27. Factor x cube minus 27. So in this case, This one is similar to what? X cube minus what? 3 cube, right? 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 So this will be our A, and this one is our B. Our A and B. So we use which formula? The second formula. So now our X, so our X or our A cube minus B cube equals to A minus B, A square plus AB plus B square. So now in our case, X cube minus 3 cube will be equals to our A in this case is what? X, right? Our B will be what? Minus 3. Our A is what? X squared. Plus our B, AB is what? 3 what? Is it now 3x? And then plus what? Our B is so that is how we factor. That is how we factor. Do you have any question there? So you only need to remember the two formulas there. Another example. Do you have any question? Okay. 8nu cube minus n. 8nu cube minus n. Factor this. So what do you do first? You need to factor out the what? And there is common factor, which is what? So you factor out. So when you bring out n, then it will be n 8u cube minus what? Minus 1. Minus 1. Now, this is similar to, because this one we can write as n 2u cube, right? Minus 1 cube. 1 cube is still 1, right? 1 cube is still 1. And this one now brings us to the second one, which is a cube minus b cube equals to what? A minus b, a square plus ab plus what? Plus b square. So our n is still outside. Our a is 2u. Our b is minus 1 brackets. Our a is 2u square, which will be what? 2u square is what? 4u square plus our ab is 2u times 1. B is 1. And then plus our b square is 1. And that is so first of all, and then now you know that 18 is decided, so you took this 2 by 2 by 2 18. 2, 1 by 1 by 1 so this one. And then so that's good. So make sure you don't forget u. A square is the whole of it. The whole of that. So 2u square. Any question? Still have 2 minutes. Still have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We can do one. P minus 2 cubed minus 125 Q cube. Okay. So looking at this is okay up to here. This is similar to A. All of that is similar to A. What about this one? 125 is 5. This will be what? 5 Q and then what? Cube. The whole of this is what? The whole of that is B. Are we together? So the whole of this is A, the whole of that is B. So now using the formula number 2, A cube minus B cube equals to A minus B, A square plus AB plus B square. You just bring them down here. A is P minus 2. B is minus 5Q. Okay? Okay? And then the next one, A is the square of P minus 2 square plus A is P minus 2. B is 5Q. And then plus our B is what? 5Q square. So when you open this, then it will be the same as P minus 2 minus 5Q. You need to expand it. This one's under the same. Oh, you can just leave it. You don't have time. Any question after that? So make sure we are done with section 6.3, section 6.2. So if you have any question, I still have my office hours. So before time. So make sure you do your homework. If you have any question, so make sure you do your homework. I always give you a quiz. I have a quiz here. So you go try this one, and then you can bring them on Wednesday. Bring that on, right? A quiz. Yep. Yes.